there, I'm here with Mary Hettmansperger, and she has what I can only call amazing patinaing techniques. Welcome, Mary.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we're going to play with especially copper, because that's just like the magic sort of
Yeah,
patina.
because I was looking at your samples, which are completely amazing. Now, just tell us a little bit, what are patinas and how do we get all these different looks?
Well, a patina is basically changing the coloration or the surface of a metal. And in nature, it happens, you know, if you've got a copper statue outdoors, eventually nature sort of takes its course and breaks down the metal, and eventually then the elements will change it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed up the process by using a torch. So the first thing is, let me just tell you about my torch. This is a propane torch, and you can use propane, MAP gas, different types. This is the best. This is like a plumber's torch. The best part about this particular torch is it doesn't require a striker. So what's real nice is that you can literally go in and it's automatic. So,
okay. What are the safety issues around this for someone who's nervous like me?
Well, always safety issues is if you don't wear glasses, wear safety glasses.
Okay.
The other thing is, you know, watch your clothes, make sure you're in a stable place. The nice thing about this torch is you bring the metal to the torch, whereas a lot of torches that have the hose, you know, it's just a lot more navigation you have to go through. So this is a great torch. The other thing is, I use a big pair of pliers, and I always have water, you know, right there available. So,
and you're also working on a heat-resistant surface as well,
exactly,
right? Or you have a tile there just in case.
Ventilation is always important, even though there's nothing here that's going to be a problem. So, just to show you how this gets turned on before we get started.
Do I need to put on safety glasses?
Well, it's not a bad idea. Okay. It's not a bad idea. Also, if you have really big hair or boas or anything, you need to lose those.
Really big hair, so.
But you're okay. You're far enough away. So we're going to turn this to the left and then click. And what ends up happening is I'm going to use this on high the whole time. And when you turn these on, what you're going to notice is the flame has a dark blue area, and right at that end of that is where you want to be. So I'm going to start out with copper, and this is just a 24 gauge copper. I'm going to turn on my torch. I'm going to make sure I don't do it with one hand, but stabilize it. Click. And the first patina I'm going to show you is just called a heat patina. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to get this piece of copper, a bright, bright, bright red.
I see obviously why you're using the pliers to hold it, because otherwise your hand would be quite hot, and I noticed that your pliers have a rubber grip too, which obviously helps with that.
Right, and I'm going to let this turn completely black, okay? It turns completely black, and then I'm going to quench it.
Looks like steel or something when it turns black like that.
It's just really nice. The two things have accomplished.
Whoa, it's cool immediately after you take it out of the water.
Immediately, and when you quench, you also want to quench your pliers because they do get hot. But two things have happened. The first thing is I've changed the color. I've created a lot of fire scale, but also now it's very soft. So when you're working with metal that you need to bend into, you know, jewelry or make a hinge out of or do whatever, you need it to be soft. So now that I have it black, I'm going to show you how I get a color patina. And
is it all right for me to say I'm unbelievably excited right now?
So what I'm doing is I'm actually kind of catching that color from in between the point of it going like fire scale to completely black fire scale. And what I do is I pull it through. The minute I see a little bit of color, I quench. So I'm going to do this again, pull it through, and what I'm waiting for, it's kind of a combination between the heat, oxygen, and then quenching. And you can see that I have this great coloration now.
Wow, that is super cool. It's like marbling on metal. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, so this is another one, and all copper kind of is a different, it kind of creates a different atmosphere. So that is basically that patina. Let me show you another one here. And this one is a little bit easier. This one, all I do with this is I just come in and I'm going to get it just a little bit of fire scale, not a whole lot.
I notice you're not holding it there, you're simply running it through several times.
Right, and I'm creating a small amount of fire scale. I'm just basically antiquing it a little bit. And then what I do with this is come in.
Wipe it off with some paper towel, I see, so it's dry, obviously.
Get it dry. And then I come in and basically
Whoa.
just dimple it.
So that's a cool tool. So basically it's pliers that have a little notch in them, and when you pinch the pliers, it creates a dimple. And now if you sand it with steel wool, I can see that what you're sanding away becomes the bright of the copper, and what's left behind is the fire scale. Very neat idea.
Exactly. So the last patina though, or the one that's most exciting, is this is actually flux. And it's a gel product. And what you can do is, I use either rubber stamps or you can just paint it on, kind of depending on what you like, but the rubber stamps are awesome.
Rubber stamps are good for everything. There's so many different things that you can do to add patterns, to add texture, to do all sorts of stuff. And I love this idea. Now, does this hurt your stamps in any way? Do you need to do anything particular to clean your stamps? And do you just clean it with water?
Or the rubber stamp cleaner.
Oh, you're doing both sides.
I am, just so that I have both sides and I can work with then.
That's a great idea, because then you can pick which side you like better, and of course, because it's jewelry, you might actually see both sides. So that's really important. And it
completely eliminates, you know, the fire scale too. So I'm going to hold this again at that real.
So you're trying to get it to go red again, right? So right at the tip of the blue part of the flame, so that the cone of the flame is really hitting it.
Right, right. And now I'm heating, getting to that glowing stage.
Yes.
I'm going to quench it, and what ends up happening then is
the stamped image is left
on both sides.
Wait, so the water actually cleans the flux off too? You don't have to clean this additionally?
The flux burns off.
Wow.
So you get that one. Now the last one is basically, you do this step first. You get your coloration. All you do is take a green patina, put it on there, and give it about 24 hours, and you get that.
Neat. So you could do heat, and then you're mixing it with some other patina ways, which are just sort of a classical adding a mixture on.
And you don't want to ever use this in the flame without ventilation, that sort of thing.
That's so cool. And Mary, we can see all your absolutely gorgeous, amazing, touchable, dare I say, stealable examples of just fantastic patining in jewelry and books and all sorts of beautiful stuff. Thank you so much. I'm excited to play with some fire now.
It's great fun.
It's really awesome.